I'm probably going to lose a few Ubisoft fans and haters with this opinion, but hear me out. I don't actually think Ubisoft is bad at making games. I think Ubisoft is bad at making decisions. And believe it or not, those are two completely different things. Whenever a new Ubisoft game gets announced, the internet almost reacts the same way. Before anyone has even played it, you'll already see comments saying, another copy-paste game, or Ubisoft is finished. Now, sometimes that criticism is fair. Ubisoft has definitely made some questionable decisions over the years. But if we forget about the company's reputation for a minute and only look at the games themselves, I think the conversation becomes a lot more interesting. Let's start with Assassin's Creed Origins. When it released, it completely changed the direction of the franchise. After years of people saying Assassin's Creed felt repetitive, Ubisoft took a risk. They introduced RPG mechanics, a massive open world, a new combat system, and one of the most memorable protagonists in the series with Bike. Whether you liked every change or not, you can't say they didn't try something different. Then came Odyssey. Some players absolutely loved the freedom, the exploration, and the novel gameplay. Others felt it moved too far away from what Assassin's Creed was supposed to be. Again, that's a debate worth having. But calling it a bad game? I don't think that's fair. The same thing happened with Far Cry. Far Cry 3 is considered one of the best open-world shooters ever made. Far Cry 4 was solid, Far Cry 5 had an unforgettable villain, and even Far Cry 6, despite receiving mixed reviews, still offered a beautiful world and fun gameplay for a lot of players. The games themselves aren't terrible. So why does Ubisoft receive so much hate compared to other studios? I think the answer isn't the games. It's the decisions surrounding those games. For years, Ubisoft has relied on a familiar formula. Huge maps, enemy camps, collectibles, skill trees, crafting, side activities. The first few times, it felt exciting. But after seeing the same structure across multiple franchises, players started feeling like they were playing different versions of the same game. That's not because the worlds were bad. It's because the formula stopped feeling fresh. Then there are the microtransactions. This is probably one of Ubisoft's biggest mistakes. Even in single-player games, you'll often see XP boosters, cosmetic packs, gear bundles, and extra purchases. Now, you don't have to buy them. Most players ignore them completely. But just seeing those options in a full-price game leaves a bad impression. It makes people question whether certain systems were designed for fun or to encourage spending more money. That hurts trust. And once players lose trust in a company, it's incredibly difficult to earn it back. Another thing Ubisoft struggles with is timing. Instead of letting players miss a franchise, they sometimes release games so frequently that people start feeling exhausted. Look at Assassin's Creed. There was a time when we got a new game almost every year. At first, fans were excited. Eventually, many started saying, maybe the series needs a break. Ironically, when Ubisoft actually slowed things down, people became interested again. Sometimes less really is more. Now compare that to Rockstar. Rockstar disappears for years. People complain about the wait. But when a new game finally arrives, it feels like an event. Ubisoft takes almost the opposite approach. More releases, more content, more updates. Neither strategy is perfect, but one definitely creates more excitement. And here's something I think people don't talk about enough. Ubisoft builds incredible worlds. Whether it's ancient Egypt, ancient Greece, Victorian London, revolutionary Paris, or the Caribbean during the age of pirates, their environments are almost always beautiful. Exploring those worlds is one of the biggest reasons people keep coming back to their games. That's not something a bad developer can do consistently. So when people say, Ubisoft can't make good games anymore, I honestly don't agree. I think they absolutely can. The problem is that every good game gets overshadowed by business decisions that frustrate players. By the time someone finally plays the game, they've already spent months hearing negative headlines about delays, monetization, or controversy. That creates a reputation that's difficult to escape. Maybe Ubisoft's biggest enemy isn't EA. It isn't Rockstar. It isn't even the competition. Maybe Ubisoft's biggest enemy is Ubisoft itself. Because every time they create something genuinely impressive, they somehow find a way to distract people from it with another decision that the community hates. And that's honestly frustrating, Because I think there's still an incredibly talented group of developers working there. They're capable of creating amazing worlds and memorable experiences. They just need better decisions from the people at the top. So here's my question. Do you think Ubisoft is actually making bad games? Or do you think bad business decisions have damaged the way people look at every game they release? I'm really curious where you stand on this, because I have a feeling this opinion is going to split the gaming community right down the middle.